Dance, beat dance.
Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanes. Lanes recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit.
They're actually submitting his lyrics for rap as evidence to the crime.
And the only thing that you have is testimony from the person that was jealous at the time, that also lied in an interview that said that she didn't even have sex with him or they wasn't romantically linked when they absolutely were. That's pretty insane. He was convicted in a court of public opinion before he ever got a trial.
A Grammy-winning rapper faces 10 years behind bars for a crime that new evidence says he never committed. A congresswoman is calling the governor today for an emergency pardon. And somewhere inside a California prison, that same rapper survives 14 stab wounds that look a lot like a hit. Does Tory Lanez belong in a cell, or is he the latest casualty of trial by headline? Grab your receipts, fam. Tonight we're dissecting every twist in the Megan Thee Stallion shooting case, because the footage they never showed the jury might flip this story upside down.
May 22, singer, rapper Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. Here's the story.
July 2020. COVID lockdown is peaking, and Kylie Jenner's Hollywood Hills pool party is the only place that looks normal. But normal gets messy fast. After midnight, SUV doors fly open, an argument erupts, and TMZ claims Torey shouts, "Dance, Megan!" before firing at her feet.
They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, "Dance," and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her.
Fast forward December 2022, jury convicts. August 2023, judge hands him 10 years. End of story, right? Wrong, because buried inside 4,000 pages of discovery is a forensic footnote prosecutors never pushed. Only a 0.1% chance the DNA on that gun matches Tory Lanez. 4 other profiles, none of them his. Show up on the grip. The magazine, 0 fingerprints. Tonight we pull those receipts into the daylight.
Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanes. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years.
Indicted narrative says Tory, Megan, her friend Kelsey, and a bodyguard roll out from Kylie's. Words get nasty. Secrets get aired. Tory grabs a pistol and reenacts a bad cowboy movie. But leaked ring camera footage from a neighboring driveway tells a quieter story. No muzzle flash where prosecutors said it would be. No audible gunshots on the exact timestamp detectives logged. Just yelling and a glass bottle breaking. Coincidence or contradiction no one wanted to highlight. Remember Kelsey's first police interview pinned Tory. On the stand, she walked half of it back, pleaded the fifth on the rest, and got immunity. Meanwhile, medical records show Megan had shrapnel removed, fragments too small to be bullets but consistent with broken glass. This is where numbers matter. The prosecution's own expert testified there was, quote, insufficient data to include or exclude Lanes. Translation: the sample was a cocktail. 4 people's DNA, Tory's profile barely registers. Defense pushes for a mistrial. Judge denies. Jurors who heard DNA found on gun fill in the blank. Ask yourself, would you convict if you knew probability of the DNA belonging to him was 0.1%? Comment yes or no below.
So this is really about the testimony. Lanes, so what happens? So he goes away, recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit.
Things stayed quiet until Amber Rose slid a dossier across Representative Luna's desk. Inside, lab reports, trial transcripts, and that ring footage. Luna smells prosecutorial sloppiness, or worse, star power politics. She fires off a letter to California Governor Gavin Newsom. We request an emergency meeting and immediate review for executive clemency. Translation: pardon this man now. Behind those formal words is a nuclear accusation that headlines, Roc Nation connections, and lyrical profiling, not evidence, drove the verdict.
Lane's supporters believe that the media doesn't care because Megan Thee Stallion is represented by Jay-Z's Roc Nation. Now, I could give a damn.
Prosecutors read Tory's bars aloud. Pistol talk, flex lines, heartbreak jabs, arguing they prove a pattern of violence. But let's keep it 100. If rap lyrics equal confession, half the Billboard Hot 100 needs a plea deal by Friday. The U.S. Supreme Court has warned against art as evidence, yet it keeps happening. From Young Thug to Tay-K. Drop a comment in chat if you think lyrics should never be courtroom ammo, or if sometimes they should.
They're actually submitting his lyrics for rap as evidence to the crime.
February 2025. News leaks that Lanes is stabbed 14 times in protective custody. No CCTV released, unidentified assailant. Supporters see a message. Stay quiet about the new evidence. He survives, but the optics explode. How does one of the most high-profile inmates in California get knifed that many times without body cam, tear cam, or guard witnesses? Who greenlit the free lane? Conspiracy or cover-up? The timing is brutal. Days before Luna's pardon push.
That's 10 years of this man's life. He almost came within an inch of dying, was stabbed 14 times. That's pretty egregious. That's pretty egregious.
Anton Daniels calls out a billion-dollar PR machine. Megan's on Roc Nation. Tory's under gag order. She tells her story. He can't respond. Result? TikTok hashtags eclipse 500 million views painting him guilty before opening statements. When courts compete with algorithms, truth becomes a brand, and whichever brand spends more usually wins. Hit that like button if you've ever changed your mind on a case after the real doc surfaced.
And the thing that bothered me the most about this whole situation is that he was convicted in a court of public opinion before he ever got a trial.
Strip away the fame and you're left with a blueprint every citizen should fear. Viral claim, shaky evidence, lyrics or social posts weaponized. Public outrage shapes jury pool. Decade in prison, maybe a reversal years later. If due process bows to clickbait, anyone with a microphone or a TikTok can write your verdict. Justice shouldn't depend on who has the bigger label, the louder fan base, or the spiciest headline. It should depend on proof. Representative Luna says Newsom's attorneys are reviewing the file right now. Tory's legal team readies a pardon brief and a civil rights lawsuit. Sources tell us unreleased ring footage will drop on an independent server if the governor drags his feet. Meanwhile, Megan's camp stands by the original verdict. No public comment on the DNA dispute yet. We're tracking every motion, every leak. Subscribe with notifications so you don't miss the video the minute that footage hits the web. Now it's your turn. Is Tory Lanez a victim of a broken system, or is the new evidence just smoke and mirrors? Smash the like if you value receipts over rumors. Share this with one friend who swears the case is closed. Until next time, keep digging, keep questioning, and remember, the truth is never scared of a spotlight. Peace.